a day, to honor Roddy White and his family, stands for what a competitor is. And, Matt Ryan to, hit a milestone for throwing over 50,000 yards. I'm awfully proud of him. And as well as Julio Jones, for 6 consecutive years to be over 1,000 yards. I think that's the kind of day it was. And I thought our team competed like those three. We knew this was going to, be a line of scrimmage day. And so to finish, on the day, having success in the run game and then forcing some turnovers, I thought that was the whole key to this thing. And but a great day to honor a great competitor in Roddy, and I thought it just kind of carried all the way down through. Matt, was certainly a big part of that with 50,000 yards and who as well. So glad it opened up to your guys and questions. But I thought the whole team is our best complementary game in all 3 phases, and creating turnovers, and that all the way came through.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the run game. It seemed like right from the jump, you guys made a concerted effort to establish that. How much did that impact your offense and what you guys were able to do?
Well, I think you heard me talk about it some, after the last game where we didn't have enough, turns to go in there. So we wanted to make sure, that part of pass protection was going to be some in the run game and the play pass. So we wanted to make sure that was going to be something that we, really dialed into and had a big part of the week in the preparation. So to see that come through today was good.
Hey, Coach. What impact did Chris Lindstrom's return have on the running game?
Well, number one, we're pumped for him. This is a guy, after the injury, just did everything possible to get back and get right. And so he's been chomping at the bit to get going. And so I thought for his first performance, I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. But, you felt his physicality, you always do. And in practice this week, you could tell he was going to not be denied. In fact, I saw him on Friday, and I said, hey, man, he had a good week, and won't we wait on to next week? And he about stood up, no, I'm ready to go right now. So I wanted to, make sure he was good and he had a good week, and it was good to see him get reps today, and we'll see if we can increase that based on, what we saw from the game.
And, Coach, on the other side of the ball, the pass rush, really came alive. How cool was it to see, Tack and Vic get back there and meet up at Kyle Allen several times throughout the game?
Yeah, I thought they were a factor, and quite likely, a factor with KZ, having some interceptions to go. And sometimes the rush can be, where you're forcing a sack, to get the turnover there, which we did with Vic. I think where Tyler was one who came up with it. But, some of the interceptions, I thought, KZ had a big performance of the ball, and he's got a knack for it. When we drafted him, that was one of the things that we said, he is a ball guy to go. But to answer your question on the pass rush, I thought that's a good example of the coverage and the rush, working in sync. When you get ahead, obviously you're ready to let it rip a little more. So those are the moments that you're trying to create. But I thought, as we're starting this next 4-game block, we targeted some things we wanted to improve upon and go for, and the line of scrimmage work was a big part of that.
And Younghoe,
just keep it, Will. We'll have a conversation.
I'll do it all. Younghoe Koo was perfect kicking the ball, but obviously he had that big fumble recovery. How was that awesome to see? Him running down and getting involved in the play, even though as a kicker,
the players were definitely excited for him. After they found out he was the one that recovered it. So yeah, it was a good day by him. We certainly didn't call the bank on the 50-yarder. So I heard one of the players say they'll know how to pronounce your name now.
Coach, how good was it to see a much more dominant performance by the O-line? Obviously, just 1 sack and just 6 hits on Matt Ryan today.
Yeah.
How important was it to see that? I know you mentioned that was one of the things you wanted to focus on in this last 4-game block.
In fact, we talked about during the week, from all the way when we got back together Monday, we had talked about the run game, and we talked about the play pass that was going to go with that. And so I thought the guys did a good job working in concert together of that, and making some of the looks feel exactly the same. We talked about all the details, quarterback, running back mesh, to make those linebackers and safeties have to step up for the run to have some opportunities to do that. So we need to have that formula. That's when we're at our best. All right, you guys. Yes, sir.
Question, Coach. Just looking at the outcome of the game, do you feel this might be the best all-around game the team has played all year?
From the number standpoint and just my feeling coming off the field, I would say it felt the most complimentary. The turnover margin, I think it ended up being 4-0, and having one on teams, delivering on some tackles that were inside the 20, creating a takeaway. So I would say, that's our best example of, all 3 phases playing together, and so that's what we're always trying to battle for. But yeah, I'd say that was it today. Or certainly, for us, one of the ones that we thought was probably best. All right, you guys have a great night.
Max, you told me that when you reach a milestone, it's better to do it, of course, in a win. You guys win this game, go over the 50,000 mark. What does that mean to you personally, especially the fact that you guys were able to get a win out of it?
Yeah, I'm obviously, very, very proud of that, of going over 50,000 career passing yards. And, I've been fortunate on a day where we honor Roddy White. It was cool to have him back because he was such a huge part of my career. It was cool. I got out of the locker room just in time to kind of see the end of his speech, which was great. And, I'm so happy for him. But then to win the game too, I think it makes the day all the better. And I'm proud of the way that we played today. We competed hard. Offensive line played extremely well, ran the football effectively, and our defense and special teams played lights out.
And would you ever imagine that, number one, that the guy that goes over 50,000 is Gage, but then Zacchaeus gets the 93-yarder, which is the longest one of your career?
Yeah, I told OZ he stole Roddy's thunder today. I think Roddy had the longest one before that with the touchdown he caught in San Francisco in maybe 2009. He had a 91-yard hitch route on the outside on the left side that he broke a tackle and took to the house. So OZ was stealing the thunder today of Roddy. But it was a great play. I'm happy for OZ. He's a guy that's worked extremely hard and stepped up when his number was called. Was in there and knew his assignment and ran a great route and broke a tackle, which was impressive.
Matt, how big was it for you all today to get the 13 points off of the 4 turnovers? The first one you didn't, but the last 3 you all were able to get some points up after the turnovers.
Yeah, oddly enough, it was a good day for us, but it could have been better. And there were a few more opportunities that we didn't take advantage of, but our special teams and our defense, played extremely well and kept giving us opportunities. And eventually, we were able to make the plays we needed to make. And I just thought we ran the football really, really well today and just kept at it. And our offensive line did a great job.
Matt, what did you like in Chris Lindstrom's return today?
I'm happy for Chris. He's worked extremely hard to get back at this point. It's not an easy injury to come back from, especially at that position. He's a guy that his locker is right next to mine, so I see him every day, see how hard he goes after it, and what getting back meant to him. I thought he played well for us. I think this is great experience for him the last couple of weeks. It's hard when you're a rookie and you get hurt in the first game of your career and then have to miss time. And I think these next few weeks will be really valuable for him, and I know he'll approach it really well and play well for us. Matt, 2 things. First of all, congratulations on hitting that 50,000-yard mark. And it seemed like the team kind of got a charge after DeAndre's sack. And how important was it for you guys as a team to be able to score right at the end of the half and then flip right around and score as soon as you got the ball back in the second half? Those are huge. The points before half are key. In this league, your stats, your chances of winning go way up when you get points right before the half. And so they went down and scored a touchdown, and we still had some timeouts, which was big. And we went right down the field. And to get those 3 points right before the half, then defense comes out and gets the ball back, and then, that gets the momentum going. And I thought that sequence of events was the difference in the game.
Matt, going back to Alameda, when did you realize he could be a good receiver this early in his career? And, again, how big is a moment like that for such a young guy who was undrafted?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's huge for anybody. Your first touchdown, it's difficult to do. To get into this league, number one, and to, excel and score a touchdown, that's not a whole lot of people get to do that. And, I'm happy for him. I think he turned all of our heads during the preseason. He was really productive in practice, but you always look forward to seeing these guys compete in game-type situations. And he was one of those guys that, to me, always looked better in games. And those are the kind of guys you want. And he wasn't afraid to go in there, to make catches, to be physical in the run game. And I think, early on, probably 2 games, we had the extra Hall of Fame game, and two or three games into the preseason, we knew we had a shot. And he made the team, right from the start. So I think that shows the confidence that the staff had in him. But he's a guy that's worked extremely hard and, doesn't get that many opportunities because of the other guys that we have. But when he gets his number called, he is not scared.